So why? Why do OPMC exist? And why do we love them? I mean, the idea of a character that is so strong that can wipe a whole army doesn't sound unfair. A single person that can always win and with no doubt destroy everyone in their verse seems kind of boring. Yet we can see more and more shows adapt this idea and make it enjoyable. Characters like Saitama can quite literally win with a single punch, as the name would person, can be so entertaining. We also have characters like Jin-Woo, Ainz Ooal Gown, and Rimuru. These ones go above and beyond the power center of their verse, making everyone seem like a punching bag. Yet for some reason, we still love and root for them. But why don't we get bored watching them? These characters that have no struggles in their fights. Well, we're gonna see. So let us break it down. How do OPMC work? Why some of them fail, and why they are going to stay. Let us start with the most important element, our fantasy. Real life tends to kick us around, and even in games, have a hard time. We need to grind and farm for hours on end just for a single item. Not even mentioning that dying and retrying is a major part of many games. So hard work does exist, even in games. And don't even get me started on real life struggles. So imagine this. Imagine waking up one day so overpowered that you struggle with nothing. No grinding, no challenge, no hardships, and no one being better than you. Just absolute and utter dominance over everything and everyone. All the characters tend to give us the same feeling of supremacy, having no worries, no fear, and no limitations. And who hasn't wished that they were the strongest in the world and became someone who has such commanding voices that it shakes everyone to their core? That's why you love the Doomslayer. It is not just about him winning, it is about him making demons fear him and tremble when they hear his name. It is the same reason why playing games like Skyrim, Terraria, and Prototype feels so good. The ability to usher absolute destruction is so satisfying. So, what is the psychological behind it? Why do it have such power? Well, firstly, it is because of escapism, the mental diversion from unpleasant aspects of daily life through the means of imagination or entertainment. Escapism may also be used to occupy oneself away from present feeling of depression or general sadness. Second, we have wish fulfillment. All of us wanted to someday become the strongest in the world. These characters do provide that. Well, kinda. Last but certainly not least, instant gratification. No need to progress slowly and wait for the little increase of power, but instant, immediate, overwhelming power. Games like Saints Row, Asura, Wrath, and Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor excel in this genre. You're not just a normal hero, but a force of nature. These characters break the usual story rules that are usually followed. So questions like, will they be strong enough? Can the hero survive? And what happens if they fail become meaningless, as the answer is already known. They are too strong to die, so their losses is impossible, and their win is, well, inevitable. So how do we still enjoy the fights? Well, that's because the question changes. And instead of fear of the defeat, it changes into excitement of victory. How fast is the fight ending? What skills is he gonna use? How big of a humiliation is the enemy gonna face? Which brings up characters of the like of Saitama into discussions. The whole idea of him is that he is the One Punch Man. Every fight is, well, predictable. The fight starts, he punches the enemy, and he wins. Yet, the appeal comes from the comedic moment.
Cool. Out for real.
Hey! Where'd you come from? No way a class B like you would be inside that ship.
There you are! Glad you are safe, Master.
Oh, hey, Genos. We're done here. Let's go.
Were you able to defeat their leader?
Yeah.
You're next, Class B Baldy!
And funny timings, then there is Madara. His first appearance made everyone get goosebumps. The amount of hype and time waited was worth it. Seeing him walk into the battlefield full of the strongest of the nation, all for them to crumble beneath him, and him turning the whole area into a bloodbath was totally worth it. All those moments aren't about tension or how close the fight is going to be and not knowing the outcome, but about the absolute extravagant display of power that we get to witness. OP MCs aren't just loved for their power. Nah, actually, most of the time, people love them for their aura and how cool they look. You can't tell me that when you first saw Sung Jin-Woo, you weren't mesmerized by him and how he can make any enemy he wins against one of his little subordinates, using one of the coolest looking skills I have ever seen. And that allies? Wow, just wow. Not mentioning how every and all other side characters keep getting shocked by how strong he is. Or that when you first laid eyes on Gojo Satoru, thinking, why? Why does he just have a blindfold on? Only to find out it is to limit himself. Every fight he goes in, he makes sure not just to win, no. He makes sure his opponent knows he doesn't and will never have a chance against him. And his limitless technique, it is so unique and so overpowered, it made people go nuts for it, while being one of the best looking visually. Characters such as these are not just known for their immense power, which they do have, they are also known for their drip and how majestic they are that makes them iconic. So when does PNOP actually fires back? And instead of drawing in the viewer, it repulses them. Well, it is because when a character is that strong, the element of tension in every fight and the stakes being on the line is gone. There is no reason for you to care because you know the results. Characters such as Kirito from Sword Art Online are a prime example. Every fight he enters, he always wins and immediately, not giving the viewer a chance to begin to care about a problem or a fight only for it to be solved in an instant. And he does not even have a good personality like the others. I mean, Saitama, for example, have a good personality that's so much more enjoyable, while Kirito is well plain and boring. And while we're talking about Saitama, they don't even share the same concept. Saitama's swing is like a curse to him, preventing him from finding anyone who could give him the thrill of the fight that he actually seeks, making his strength an obstacle for him. This little difference in goals makes a huge difference in writing, whether be it in story writing or in character creation. This can be also seen in other writers and how they make OP characters actually work. We have Gojo. While his goals are simple, his arrogance more than make up for it and makes him unique. Ainz Ooal Gown, while being the strongest in his verse, he's still afraid he would make wrong decisions. Even the likes of Doomslayer, his at least has a goal of obliterating every and all demons in an endless war against hell. He has a goal, not like Kirito. I'm sorry I'm bashing on him, but this character is so bad for me. Being OP is fine, and for a lot, it adds much needed value for the story and the character itself. But the way you do it can have a big impact, making OP character and making that his whole personality and his whole identity is what kills it for you. OPMCs are staying, whether the writers learn how to make them good or keep going with the poorly written ones, because at the end of the day, they provide us with the fantasy we all seek, that power fantasy, the fantasy of being a force of nature, of being the absolute being, and that feeling when you see them dominate their opponent in a fight. Those feelings is what is gonna keep them around for a long, long time. Because without them, you are going to crave something that is simply unreachable. And at the end of the day, whether you love them or hate them, they are staying because they provide a certain fan base with a daily dose of power-filled goosebumps. But what is going to happen to the OPMCs in the future? Well, you can probably already answer that, as you may have begun to see more and more OP characters who are self-aware and who are more than just strong men going boom boom, strong men win, yo. No, no, no. Characters of the like of Mob from Mob Psycho 100 is a good example. He has the strongest telekinesis power in this series, yet he is deceived by his master and struggles with his emotions. Having struggles outside of the realm of just being physical struggle, this is what makes a good character. And Saitama from One Punch Man, I had to mention Baldy, I'm sorry about that. Once again, the whole show is about how he can be defeated, yet it is one of the most popular and loved shows of the time. I personally love it and watch every season. And we got Sid from the eminence of the shadows, a character that embodies every 16-year-old dream of pretending to be weak, yet actually being the strongest. A cliche idea, indeed, yet when executed right, it can be phenomenal. So by now, you know that the train isn't going anywhere. In fact, it's not slowing down and it's still going strong. Sure, in short, what is behind their appeal? Well, because OPMCs aren't just a trend, they became a pillar in the entertainment world. They provide us with something that is unobtainable in real life: total control, total power, and last but certainly not least, being the best. As long as we are alive, we will crave power, and as long as we do, they are going to keep coming and keep dominating the screen. Now, I answered your question. Can you answer mine? Who do you think is the strongest, or who do you love the most of the OP characters, and what do you think is going to happen to them? That is it. Now, if you like the video, give it a like and a sub. It is always Victor, and a comment goes great with them. Now, as always, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.